Okay, we're going to reconvene, and we're going to reconvene virtually. And so we're going to start with Councilmember Alexis Aviles. Councilmember, good
Hello,
evening.
everyone. Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
We can hear and see you well. So, yes, welcome.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you to the Commission for the opportunity to speak tonight, and thank you for the service that you all are providing to New York City. I know this hasn't been an easy task, and we all appreciate the work that you've put into this process.
Thank you.
As you know, my name is Alexa Viles, and I'm the current council member for District 38 that includes the neighborhoods of Red Hook, Sunset Park, Greenwood Heights, and portions of Windsor Terrace, Dyker Heights, and Borough Park. I have been the representative of this district for a mere 8 months, but I have been a resident of the district for over 20 years and a lifelong Brooklynite. As you may have seen in the media and have already heard from several residents who've already testified from the district, we are dismayed and fervently opposed to the preliminary maps. Our community certainly has shifted over the years, and the current District 38 was created in 1989 under a Charter Revision Commission to ensure that a Latino plurality could elect a candidate of choice, and has done so since then. Until this year, the Latino community held a majority in our community. Despite being the majority of our community, however, our community has had long-standing and growing Arabic-speaking community and even larger and growing Asian community. And both of these communities are very diverse in and of themselves, with our Chinese population speaking Cantonese, Mandarin, and now largely Fujianese. Sunset Park has prided itself on being a majority people of color community where you could attend the annual Puerto Rican Day Parade and get the best tacos and some pretty spectacular hot pot and dim sum. While it is true that we are sometimes divided by cultural, political differences, as in every community in New York City, there is unity here. And you can just take a walk in Sunset Park to find the joy of our diversity. The proposed plan takes a sledgehammer to our district in 3 critical ways. It stepladders through the heart of the Sunset Park community, dividing the community in 2 in a nonsensical way. 3 blocks down 4th Avenue, 8 blocks down 5th Avenue, 7 blocks down 6th Avenue, 7 blocks down 7th Avenue. This step laddering removes from our district one of the largest and beautiful Catholic churches, Our Lady of Perpetual Help, that offers masses in 3 languages and has been a critical institution in District 38, a faith institution, a school where so many community members receive services. It also breaks up our 5th Avenue Business Improvement District into 2 districts. It creates an untenable every block representation changing situation. How can we plan for a community that way? We lose our cohesiveness. Land use becomes even more challenging than it already is. It also removes Red Hook from Sunset Park, a major break for us. These communities share long history from the Puerto Ricans that came to work the waterfront factories, who still maintain and traverse both Sunset Park and Red Hook, and maintains deep ties to both communities. Pushing Red Hook into District 39 pushes them to a majority white district. Combining what is left of Sunset Park with Bay Ridge is the icing on the cake that hurts our community. A community, again, majority of people of color, will now become a white majority district. For us, this clearly goes against the Voting Rights Act and breaks up longstanding ethnic, racial, socioeconomic communities of interest. We support the proposed unity maps created by a coalition of Black, Asian, and Latino community members that meet both the spirit and, we think, the letter of the law, and was done in cooperation. We also support the proposed new Asian district, majority Asian district that is offered in those unity, in that unity proposal, because we do believe that this community obviously has grown and deserves its representation. I implore the commissioners to protect Sunset Park, protect Latino voices, protect District 38, and do not destroy our entire community by breaking it into 3 districts. We have other good options where we can create a new district and support this longstanding community of color and immigrant community. So thank you for the work you do, and sorry I've taken a little more time.
That's quite all right.
But I appreciate it.
That's quite all right. Before you go, council member, if I may, one
Yes.
second. I have a personal interest in asking this question. How is Sunset Park High School?
It's great. Would you like to visit sometime soon?
Oh, I've done more than visit the high school.
I
so-
know you have.
Yeah, no.
And that was a long fight, 15-year fight to get that high school built.
know very
And we
well.
are very proud of it.
Yeah, okay.
And thank you for the work you've done.
I just had to check in on the high school, and it's really a pleasure.
Oh, it's doing well. It is our pride and joy, and again, a long fight to get it built. So we're very happy with it.
Thank you for your testimony, and we look forward to interacting with you again.
Thank you so much. Have a
And
good
thank you very much,
evening.
and thank you for your service as well. Thank you. Next, we have another virtual testimony from, hold on one second. Oh, different list. Courtney Scott.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Thank you for.
Can
letting
you
me
speak up
speak.
or raise your volume?
Sure, yeah, can you hear me?
Can hear you. Just talk a little bit louder and then we can hear you even better, I think.
Okay. All right, my statement's very brief and certainly not as eloquent as the council members, but here is the statement. I've lived nearly a decade in Bay Ridge's Council District 43 and am a previous resident of Sunset Park. I believe these communities to be harmonious neighbors, but they each have clearly defined historic and developing constituencies, which I don't think will benefit by having their present city council districts broken up. Maintaining consistent communities of interest, of course, provides electoral, legislative, and organizing power to the people who live and work in these districts, and disrupting them undermines their voice. And in addition to the importance of maintaining populations sharing cultural characteristics, economic interests, there are also practical matters at play. Of course, Bay Ridge and Dyker Heights share significant overlap in their local city agencies, including Community Board 10, School District 20, NYPD's 68th Precinct, and Sanitation's Garage 10. I hope that the Commission will recognize the complex and nuanced communities of interest in Southern Brooklyn and the practical nature of their interplay with city agencies. I urge you to dismiss the currently proposed map in favor of the District Lines, the Unity map, which preserve the voices of residents who have achieved a delicate symbiosis over the decades. Thank you.
And thank you for your time and your testimony as well. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Next up from the virtual world is Kimberly Simmons. Nope, she was there, not there now. Okay. Once again, we've reached our capacity as far as those who are interested in testifying. So, talk amongst yourselves. We'll break again. The judge made a very good point that for those who don't know, the timelines that we are following now will be, we conclude this testimony at 9 o'clock tonight, since we published it until 9. And then on Sunday, we have testimony that will take place at Medgar Evers College. And that starts at 3:30? At 3:30. And then on Monday, we have testimony at the Schomburg that starts at 5:30, scheduled to go through 9, but it may last longer. And then we've also built in now a special virtual component for testimony for those in Brooklyn and Manhattan, even though it's not necessarily restricted, for those who may be part of the overflow from Brooklyn on Sunday or Manhattan on Monday, and that'll be from 11 until 1 o'clock. And so the notice went out on that, and that's to help address any overflow, so those individuals who are interested in testifying can really participate in the virtual session from 11 to 1 on Monday. And Judge, you're the expert along with the other commissioners. Do you want to give some of the perspective that you were talking to me about as well?
Perspective?
The framework, what we're doing, and the moving forward?
Well, I'm hardly the expert, but I've always been very interested in redistricting because I really believe in the concept of one person, one vote. I think that when the Supreme Court came out with those words, I was just in awe of the decision in which it enunciated that concept. And so redistricting is very important because it helps us achieve that goal. And what's really exciting for me, being part of this redistricting process, is that it reflects the growth of New York City. You know, we are growing, and we're growing into a beautiful, diverse city. And it's good to make an effort. It's not going to be a perfect process. There's no way we can ensure that everybody can be grouped with everybody else. Otherwise, you know, I would create a district and I'd extend it up to the Upper West Side so I can capture my best friend there. And no, we have to, the whole purpose of redistricting is to try to come up with some units that make sense so that you will have elected officials that will be responsive to you. But we live in a very complex city, so we have an overlay of many different services and entities. So there's nothing we can do to change the school board and how it designates its districts. It's been entrenched even longer than the city council has. And, but this process is a process. We're going to try to listen to you, and we are going to try to incorporate as much as we can your views, but there are always going to be people who are not going to be completely happy about the process. But, you know, we're New Yorkers, and we're going to hang tough together, and there's nothing to stop you from going to your church, regardless of the district it's in. There's nothing to stop you from going to your favorite butcher or your favorite fruit vendor, and certainly your favorite ice cream store. That doesn't depend on district lines. But district lines, I'm so gratified to see all of you here wanting to participate, because it means you are all part of this democratic experiment that America embarked on hundreds of years ago. And we hope to do our best job. But it'll take time. We have to, we've gotten a lot of comments, and as one of you observed, you know, most of you are complaining, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. We're to hear your views. And then we'll incorporate those comments and try to do a better job, hopefully. So you'll view whatever we do better, to come up with better plans, because, you know, we have over 8 million people, 8.6 million people in this great city, and we're going to have to do something about them. And then we'll see what the city council says. But this commission, unlike the New York State Commission, will ultimately have the last say. And I assure you, we're all trying very hard to do our best job.
Thank you, Judge. Mark, you want to say anything? You, Mark. Mike. I got Mark on the brain.
No, that's okay.
My apologies. The M's.
I've been called worse.
No. I apologize.
Well, I just want to thank everybody who came out to attend the testimony in July. I think it was a tremendous show of support for a unified 3 districts in Staten Island, more than I had ever expected. I have sat through and attended probably 100 or more hearings over the course of my 20-something year career, and I've never seen so many sort of passionate Staten Islanders come out en masse with unity, and it was really heartwarming and encouraging. And I think that I can say that all of our My fellow commission members were also impressed. So I want to thank everybody for doing that. I want to thank all of my fellow commissioners for embracing the idea of keeping Staten Island whole. It has been a real experience, and it has taught me that we have to continue to fight to keep what we have. We all do in all 5 boroughs, but do it with some understanding and grace and compassion, and know that we are 1 borough of 5 in a city of 8.8 million people, and we need to do it together. Want to thank the staff who are beyond extraordinary. They have taken a lot of abuse from all of us, and particularly me. They have listened, they have learned, they have adjusted and made changes based on some of our crazy ideas. Some of them good, some of them are crazy. So I appreciate their flexibility. But I just want you to remember that Staten Island, if it was a city, would be number 37, I think, in the United States. We have 500,000 plus people. So a city like Portland, Oregon gets to chart its own course, and we also believe that Staten Island should chart its own course too. So we're going to continue to push to keep Staten Island as one. You know, we talked about it. We talk a lot about equity, and I believe that we all know the history of Staten Island not receiving its equitable part of the city budget. We got more than our fair share of garbage in our landfill for 50 years. So we have tremendous environmental justice issues. And I think that keeping us whole and allowing our 3 council members to fight just for Staten Island is critically important. And I would say this to some of the folks out there that blame Staten Island for some of the other things that they see in this map that they don't like. I'll be pretty blunt. I think that's a pretty easy thing to do, is to crap on Staten Island. I've heard it my entire life, and it's a little exhausting at this point. And I think what's harder is to actually do the work to figure it out and figure out that it's not Staten Island's fault, that other things have happened in the mapping process. And I can tell you with certainty that even if Staten Island had a part of another district in it from Brooklyn or Manhattan, we would still have contentious discussions about other districts where things are not working out exactly as planned. So I would tell those people to stop using Staten Island as a foil. We're not here to be beaten up and dragged around and used as an excuse for not doing the hard work of figuring things out. Do the hard work. Determine what it is that your district needs. You know, continue to show up at hearings and talk about that. But let Staten Island be Staten Island, and let us worry about ourselves. The last thing I would say is that we've got a lot of time left in this process. That we're at sort of like the 5th inning, maybe, right? And if you're the New York Mets, that means there's a lot of time left to lose. I'm a Mets fan, so I can say that. And 2022 has been an unusual year where I turn the TV off in the 3rd inning and they're winning, and I turn it back in the 7th inning and they're still winning. And I don't know if I'm in any sort of alternate reality, but the fact that we have a lot of time left means that there could be changes made to those maps that could be detrimental to Staten Island or other places for that matter. So I would encourage you to stay engaged. And I would encourage you that if you have a civic association that you're a part of or a cultural group, engage with the commission and have us come out and make a presentation to your group, or have me come talk to you. Let's stay engaged. Let's keep the education level up. Let's remain vigilant. And I'm sure we'll see you back here in October at some point when we're re-engaged again on a 3rd iteration of those maps when the city council gives us their feedback. So again, thank you. Really appreciate it. Pizza's on the chair afterwards, right? Pizza? Pier 76, maybe? No.
Since I don't eat it, I don't know.
Okay, so we'll get him the vegan, non-cheese version. No, just kidding. Anyway, so thank you, everybody, and pizza on the chair next time.
So any other commissioners would like to make some comments? And I just want to explain to those who might be watching what's transpiring now. Since we published that we're going to be here until 9 p.m., we have to make sure that we keep our doors virtually and physically open in case anyone would like to testify before that time. And so instead of taking another break, which we might do as well, we just wanted to give the opportunity for any of the commissioners, because normally we don't talk. We just listen, an opportunity if they desire to say anything. So,
I just want to say, I did suggest karaoke, but that was shot down.
Thank you, thank you. No, we don't have enough time always to get to talk. Today we are talking. And coming to Staten Island, last time when I was here, I was very impressive. Even today is no different because the diverse community today came and testified. Someone for their first time in their life is speaking. I think it is very amazing. This is what it is. This is what it's all about in America. When I was selected as the committee member, I was so proud and feeling so good about it. And I thought that it is one of the simplest jobs in my life I have done. As a mathematics major master's, as a demography master's, as a actuarial science master's, I thought that this is easy. Fundamental math, fundamental statistics, and little bit geography will do it. And that is what in fact has happened. And I thought that I announced at one time that we got A, now we need to go for A+. But after hearing the last second time hearing, I came to know it's not done yet. As you have heard, 8.6 million people. If you divide it by 51, it will be exactly 168,627,451 people. So that's the easiest part, mathematics is done. Then the population increase 629,000 divided by 51, again 12,333 people needed to be added. Some district in the process last 10 years has lost, some district has gained. So it is just permutation and combination, then you come up with a district. But it's still keeping Staten Island in one shot. You have heard in Queens and Bronx yesterday that was almost a crime we have committed. But anyway, we will be working on it. But one thing is important, that when people are participating, giving their opinion, giving what they want, and the commission is not doing, we don't have any other interest. As Chair has repeatedly mentioned, we are doing the job that we choose to do. So you need to have confidence in us that definitely everything is being done. Nobody can influence you. In fact, I heard that someone is influencing us. There is no way, because these are the statistics, and 5% deviation is there within the 5%. So I think everything has been done so far by the book, and I am very honored that the committee that we have is one of the best group of people. And the people, those who are testifying, I found that you are the good citizen of your borough. That is why your interest is as such. So we appreciate, and I am enjoying it. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
thank you, sir. Anyone else? I know, especially when he's adding up and dividing and talking about deviations. It makes it extremely difficult for those of us who didn't do that well in college along that line. Yes, Judge?
I just want to just clarify, because I did misspeak a little. The growth was, in New York City, was over 600,000.
630, to be
And-
exact.
Yes, and now we're at 8.8 million.
Mhm.
And the ideal population is 172,631. And, it's very interesting how people view redistricting. Since I was in the federal courts are very strict. And congressional districts in New York City run over 700,000. And unfortunately, we came up short in New York State by 89 people. And we lost a congressperson as a result. So be sure that your journey in redistricting and voting doesn't end once the final plans are approved. We've got to make sure New York stays strong. Get your people and your friends, all of you, to participate in the next census. This is an ongoing process, and let's get back our congressperson. But And, but what's interesting about the federal viewpoint is that the Supreme Court says, one person, one vote. You can't vary the 700+ thousand congressional districts within a state. It varies from state to state by more than one. Here we have a 5% deviation. And, you know, there are many interesting concepts at play. And I think the New York City Charter certainly talks about the importance of equality in the numbers of people, but the Charter also looks at communities of interest. And that's because it's very important that we all have a voice. But wherever you're going to be, whatever district you're going to be, you found your voices, so please use them in the future. And together we'll make New York City strong.
Thank you, Judge. So what we're going to do is, we, the commissioners, are going to be here until 9 o'clock. And we'll see if there anyone else comes through the virtual world to testify or walks through the door. But for those who are here, it's up to you. So if we're looking at empty chairs, then so be it. But we just want to let you know that we will be here and probably milling around a little bit. But feel free to stay or to adjust your schedule to do other things as well. Okay. Thank you.